Happy Sunday, and for those in the United States, happy Memorial Day. So, before I go into my talk about seven deadly sins, I think I would be remiss by not saying this, but Memorial Day is that time where we honor those in the military that have died while serving. And me personally, I wanted to join the military. My dad was in the Navy, and he didn't want me to do that. He didn't want me to have that kind of life or, potentially die while serving. So, for me, my way of honoring those in the military was I played the trumpet, and I guess when did I start playing the trumpet? I guess in fifth grade all the way through high school. And in high school we were able to, as a concert band, play at the local cemetery, and we would honor those people that have passed away in the military. And it was a great honor of mine to see, play for the families and friends, uh, honoring their loved ones. So we would go to the next town over actually and do that in the afternoon. There'd be a parade, and we would do that afternoon. So it was a long day for me, but at the very least, I was actually able to give something back for those people. So again, anybody that is honoring, celebrating Memorial Day, and you have a loved one that has passed, again, thank you for that. Anybody that currently serves in the military or have served in the military, again, thank you so much for what you've done. With that said, I want to move on to, we're going to go talk about the seven deadly sins. And here we are. I did a little doctoring of the current picture that is out there for it. And the reason why I did this, you could see the changes I made is pre-order available right now. And I changed this from on sale to releases July 30th. Because again, what I saw at Beaufree was when Weiss put that on their Facebook page in May, somebody was asking for, where do I find this product? Because it's basically sold out by then. Right? It was really hard to find. It wasn't something that you could easily get. As we know, you need to buy this earlier. So I know there's a few people that watch my videos here that are new. So if you have any mild interest in seven deadly sins, do not wait till July to try to buy this stuff. You need to pre-order it right now before it gets to July, because by then it's going to be really rough. So Weiss really needs to change this to say pre-order available right now and releases. So over the weekend, which was today and yesterday, I sat here and I binge watched, actually more like lay. I laid there and binge watched Seven Deadly Sins, the first season. I never seen it before I was going to do this video. I wanted to see for myself what this was all about, because you can't really say whether you like this or not unless you do that. So I sat there over the weekend. You know what? I love the show. It was really great. It was a lot of fun. And as you can tell, if I laid there and binge watched it, then I actually really liked it. If not, normally I give anime like 3 episodes, and if I don't like it, then I turn it off and never go back to it again. But for this one, I was able to just keep watching and watching and watching. So it was really a fun time. And again, if you are looking to buy into this is my reasons. If you answer yes to any of these things, then you probably want to do it. So, do you love the Seven Deadly Sins anime? Do you love card games? Would you like to show any of these cards that I'm about to flash through to anybody that you know? Or you just want to keep it for yourself? If you want any of these things in card form, then basically you're going to want to pick up some of this product. So they're all pretty nice. And again, this covers season 1, so you're not going to see season 2 cards in here or anything like that. You're not going to see those kinds of images, okay? All right, and you're going to then ask, what product are you going to buy? Like if you're going to do this, what am I going to buy? First thing, I'm going to put a video up there, and it's called what would I buy based on my goals and budget? Because with any card game or any game, you're going to have to figure out how much you want to spend and what you're going to spend it on. And Weiss obviously gives you a bunch of 3 options anyways. This right here is your normal booster box. This is your trial deck, and this is your supply set. I'll go over each one of those. So a booster box, again, is like any other game where you have a bunch of packs. In this case, there's going to be 20 packs in a box, and you're going to get 8 cards per pack. And again, if you want to see more cards, they're down here. They all look really, look at that one. So, and then you have Elaine. That made me so sad. But anyways. So this is your basic, most economical way to get into the game if you're opening sealed product, right? You're going to also have to pick up, you have the potential to pick up this trial deck here. And what a trial deck is, it's 50 cards. It's kind of like your Pokemon, Magic the Gathering. They all have different forms of a pre-made deck that you can play with, right? So 50 cards in there. You're gonna want to pick this up if you're newer to the game. When I look through a bunch of these different cards, and this right here where it says TD at the bottom, let me zoom in. There it is, TD. That means trial deck, and the trial deck again is meant to, you know, get your feet wet with this, you know, help you understand the rules. The trial deck will come with a rules sheet that's going to come with a play mat, and you're going to be able to figure out the game. And the thing I like the most about this trial deck is flipping through the different cards. There were a lot of cards in here that, you know, were usable and at the same time not that confusing. Because again, like, there's the one thing about Weiss is you have to read and understand and use the cards based on what they say, and sometimes it gets to be a little much or when you use it and all that. So when I read through the trial deck cards, it didn't seem all that crazy to me. It definitely seems playable, so you'll be able to take this trial deck and go against another trial deck and you'll still have a good time, right? Again, with any trial decks, you're not going to want to take your trial deck and fight somebody's custom deck. You're most likely going to lose. Either that or they were going easy on you or they had no idea how to play. But, you know, as for trial deck versus trial deck, this seems good enough. I don't see really anything honestly horrible or bad against other trial decks, you would say. So, again, it's pretty cool. Again, it has some nice scenes in it. So, there we are. And the last thing you can buy here is the supply set. So, the supply set here, it comes with 5 booster packs. You're going to get 5 booster packs inside of there. You're going to get 60 card sleeves. Pretty nice looking. And you're also going to get 1 deck case. And that would be almost like the version of a Elite Trainer box for Pokemon. Again, I'm kind of saying these things because I know there's newer people that watch this, and you know it's good to know. Obviously, not the most economical way to get booster packs. You're going to want to buy a booster box. But again, if you want this other cool stuff inside, I would suggest picking up one of these supply sets. Okay, so the other thing is you know, again, that video I was talking about what would I buy based on my goals and budget. I would suggest if you do not have a huge budget and you're just gonna buy, you know, a couple things, like maybe you'll buy a supply set, maybe you'll buy a trial deck. The other thing you can do is buy some singles from, I guess, Facebook, from stores, from TCG Player. But I definitely would say do not buy in the first week. As we saw with Bofuri. Bofuri came out in May, actually like 2 weeks ago, and I tracked prices, and after the first week, there was a 30% drop in the single card prices because people are opening it trying to find the signed cards. So then obviously they're going to dump all the other cards on the market trying to get rid of them, recoup some of the money. So I highly expect that the same thing is going to happen with this set as well. You know, you're going to have people that are buying it for the signed cards and dumping it. So make sure if you are on a budget, do not buy that first week. Do not like freak out and go, I need to buy this quickly because other people are going to buy it. I don't think that's going to happen in this case. It's definitely going to drop from where it starts at. Just give it some time. Watch some of my market videos when this comes out, the second, third week, and I'm going to be tracking those prices, and we'll watch it as it stabilizes, and that's probably when you'll want to pick it up. The other thing to note here is, again, if you buy a booster box, you get one booster box of 20 packs. There are cases of these things. So inside of a case is 16 of these boxes. But you also get 4 rubber playmats, right? So inside of Kaguya here, you only got 1. And the difference between it, like why does Kaguya only get 1 and this thing gets 4? It's because this one is a stitch playmat, and you can see that black border there. This here is just a rubber playmat, and there is no stitch. So it's not a great quality one as Kaguya will be. But at the same time, this is nice for you as the buyer, because some stores will actually do it where, again, there's 16 of these things and there's 4 of these. So some stores will do it where if you buy 4 boxes, they will give you 1 of these playmats. So be on the lookout from those stores. If you want a playmat and you have the money to buy 4 of these things, then go ahead and do that. If not, there's other places that are going to sell it. There's going to be people that are going to sell this. But the nice part about this mat, even though it's lower quality, it fills out the whole actual playmat, where you can see Kaguya here, it's only like 60%. Even though this looks like a really, really cool playmat, I'd rather have this whole picture one versus just part of it. I mean, I don't need you to take up this much space telling me this is Kaguya. Obviously, I already knew that. I already knew that. I mean, I get it. I would not. I love this picture, but at the same time, it's wasting so much space when you can have something that looks like this. So, again, there's going to be plenty of stuff to buy, so you can get your cool playmat, you can get your supply set, you can get those sleeves and all that. So again, if you have any interest at all in buying this, you're definitely going to want to do this now. Do not wait till July, or you're going to have problems finding it. Okay, now that I've said all that, I'm going to move to the investor portion of this. So again, what I like to talk about is buying and investing. So what would you do if you were an investor? So Weiss has always had an issue with the player base buying sets, right? And what I mean by that is people will buy Bofuri. There'll be some people that buy Bofuri. There's some that buy Kaguya, and there's some that buy 7 Deadly Sins, Heaven's Feel, Slime. So it goes on and on. You're gonna find it that not everybody buys every one of these things, right? Some people don't even buy trial decks. Like, they'll just buy the booster boxes. And that is where a bit of the problem is. Like, where Pokemon and Magic the Gathering, people will buy set after set, you're going to have times, again with Weiss, where, one set does really well. Like, I'm just making up, they'll sell 1 million of these things. They don't sell 1 million of these things. But let's say they sell 1 million of Bofuri. But this thing, they only sell 500,000. And this thing, they sell 800,000. So figuring out the print run is pretty tough. What I've been seeing with 7 Deadly Sins is there have definitely been stores, Facebook sellers that have bought tons of this stuff, right? They know that this is a pretty popular anime, that it's going to attract more people than normal. And so they are putting their money down on, let's buy a lot of this. If you have seen any of my market videos where I talk about the Data Live reprint, or Mob Psycho, I hate Mob Psycho, or even any of the Magia records, you'll know that nailing this number is very, very important, right? So we knew Data Live was going to be a big thing, but when the reprint happened, there were some stores that purposely did not buy the reprint, because they know there's a giant risk in buying the reprint, because the player base may have already got their fill of it, right? There's some people that didn't get enough or didn't get it at all. And those people will be buying some of the reprint from people, but I think people overshot the demand thinking there's going to be a ton more that that aren't going to pre-order from some of these places, and they're going to scoop up some of those sales. But to me, knowing that Seven Deadly Sins is being heavily bought and invested into already, does that make me want to buy this for an investment wise or not? And what I will say is it really depends on your time horizon, right? So if you are looking in the short term, I think you're going to find it shocking if you're going to open this thing. It's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard to turn it unless you pull a bunch of SPs, sign cards. And with all the competition from everybody, as what we've seen with Beaufry, the prices are going to drop. The single card prices are going to drop. The seal product though, are like for Beaufry is like in the 90s to 100. So the seal product doing well, the single cards not so much. So then if the short term's not good, not as good, again sealed product will do okay. If you take a look in the long term, what does that mean? Long term then means 3 to 5 years. Now I ask myself, is Weiss going to be here 3 to 5 years from now? And do you see the demand, the growth of the game continuing upwards? Right? So, and I'm talking about English Weiss. I want to be very clear when I say English Weiss. Because there's all these people talking about Weiss is dying because you didn't offer sign cards and all that stuff. So you really need to ask yourself these questions. For me personally, I bought some product for myself. After watching the anime, I think this would be a good investment in the long term. And I'm talking long term, right? Again, 3 to 5 years. This isn't something I would look to instantly sell, flip, or anything like that. And if you've seen any of my videos, I've said at this point, I don't even want to sell any of my investment. I really would love to get to the point in my life where all the stuff that's sitting in storage, like all my cards, are just mine. Like I don't need to sell. Like it's mine. I want to open it 30 years from. I want to open that dark place and look inside those boxes and have them and be like, these are mine, and I can open them and play with them and reminisce about all the fun anime and all the good times I've had with these cards. So for me, that's what a real investment actually means to me. Again, if the game grows and the anime is as popular as it is, these things will do fine in the long term. Again, it's really where you see this game in 3 to 5 years. So for me, I'm a buyer. I'm an investor with caution. Again, I want to go nuts. I want to put like your life savings on this thing because you're not going to sell it instantly, right? It's not going to happen. And again, you need that growth to happen, knowing that there's a lot of people already buying into the set. So who are you going to sell it to? All right. So again, I love this anime. If you haven't checked it out, you definitely should. And have an awesome weekend.